Alright, sorry for that jump cut right there, but I actually had to leave because I realized it was actually getting real late and I was about to miss my movie, so I had to get the hell out of there quick. But yeah, Microsoft conference, did I say? I don't remember what I said about it. Alright, you know, let me just redo it. Let me just say this, okay? Microsoft press conference I thought was really good, even though the price was really high, and there were some stumbles here and there, I guess you could say. You know, the Battlefield 4 and Crimson Dragon, that kind of sucked with no sound. Battlefield 4 we did see with sound, but you know, it still delayed the show. But still, besides that stuff, I thought it was a great conference. I mean, sure, the used game thing and the DRM, that kind of sucks, but that wasn't a part of this conference. I'm going to grade this conference as its own, and I'm going to give this one, I guess I'd give it from a 0 to a 10. I'll give this an 8 out of 10. I think this was a solid conference with some really cool looking games. And yeah, so the only thing that sours it is, you know, the couple of little iffy parts, and of course the price tag. So, and I guess you could say the DRM and used games thing, but you know what? Not a part of the conference. So I can't really give it lower score just because of that. But yeah, so let's go on to the next thing, which is EA and Ubisoft, which I'm going to talk about real quick because this video has been going on way too long. Microsoft I've been talking about for about 25 minutes. So yeah, let's get through this real quick. Okay, first thing they showed at EA, which, oh boy, this is a good conference. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare is a Plant vs. Zombie shooter. So Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, which is perfect thing to open up with. It looked like Battlefield 4. They were jokingly making it look like Battlefield 4, and it wasn't. Of course, it was Plants vs. Zombies, and it looks great. It's like a tower defense. It's pretty much Plants vs. Zombies, except now it's a third-person shooter, and that's really cool. It looked really fun. The graphics look very shiny, very cartoony. Really worked with the Frostbite 3 engine, and it looked awesome. I can't wait to play it. Actually, I'm very surprised to say that. And also, they announced Peggle 2's coming, and that's it. They didn't show anything. They showed a number 2. No one cheered, and went to the next thing. But Peggle, if you love Peggle, Peggle 2's coming. So there you go. Next, I think this is all out of order, but you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go from where it's telling me because I don't know. Alright, the next thing is, I don't think it's the next thing, but whatever. DICE announces Star Wars Battlefront, which blew my mind. I was like, oh, I was not expecting that. A new Battlefront game. It might not be called Battlefront 3, but you know what? I don't care. It doesn't matter. DICE, they make good games. Battlefield, come on. So, yeah, Star Wars Battlefront, I cannot wait. Wait, they did make, yeah, they made Battlefield, right? DICE? Yeah. Second guessing myself, but Battlefront, I love the first game. I really love the second game, man. Adding space, yes, it's Star Wars. I can't wait. And next gen, it's gonna look so good. I cannot wait. So yeah, Battlefront, I'm excited for. Dragon Age Inquisition, they showed a trailer. Now I think it's following the story of the first and second one, so it's like, I guess, combining those stories, which were pretty much separate, even though there's like little things here and there that were very similar from what I've heard. I never played the first one, played a little bit, but not enough. Second one I played all the way through, and even though a lot of people don't like that game, I actually love it. I'm sorry, I do. I think it's a great story with great, really likable, memorable characters, good combat for the most part, a lot of different skills you can use, and even though it's very linear, at least it gives you a space to work around. Like, look at Mass Effect. Mass Effect's not the biggest open world game out there, and that's a great game, so I don't know. I know it's a departure from the first game, but maybe if I played all the way through the first game, I would think second one sucked gameplay-wise, but I didn't, so sorry. That trailer looked really good, but they didn't show gameplay, but it looked really good. Let's see. EA Sports trailers, they just showed a bunch of EA Sports and, you know, games like Madden, UFC, FIFA, NBA Live. It's back. NBA Live is back. That's why I predicted it was going to be back, which is obvious. But this is the part where it actually kind of slowed down, because the first half of the show, which there's a couple of things here, like this website got all out of order, but there's a couple of things here that I realized are actually from the first half. This is where it slowed down. It really did for me. I didn't really care, so it slowed down there. But what they also showed, I think this is supposed to be before they showed EA Sports, they showed Need for Speed Rivals, which, I'm sorry, I love Need for Speed, and this looks awesome. It looks like a Need for Speed game where it's open world this time, like Underground, one of my favorite racing games of all time. And you could select races, whatever races you want, play them, and it looks like, and I'm not really sure, I didn't listen perfectly, but it looks like when the cops come, it looks like anybody online can like just jump into a online game and play as those cops, like just out of nowhere. If they're like quick matching or something, they'll just quick match into those cops and they can play as the cops. That looks really cool. It looks great graphically and speed wise. And they also showed the movie. They showed the movie. They showed a little bit of the new Need for Speed movie with Aaron Paul, the guy from Breaking Bad, and it looked terrible. I'm going to tell you straight up, but it wasn't a trailer. It was just like a featurette, pretty much, and they showed little clips. But from what I saw, it looks pretty bad, and most likely it's going to be terrible. But you never know. They showed it at E3, so maybe they actually care. They never did that for anything else. No Resident Evil, which was Capcom, so obvious. But no anything else. So maybe this one, fingers crossed, will be decent. What else? They showed, oh boy, they showed Battlefield 4 multiplayer. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. Didn't really want to talk about it before because this blew my mind, okay? And this is, set it up here, okay? Battlefield 3 had some nice destruction. Most Battlefield games have nice destruction. Set this up, okay? I was so pumped to see destruction in a new Battlefield game. I wanted to see buildings topple over. I want to see, like, you just blow up bridges to stop, you know, tanks going through to get to your guys like they're sniping or something. Whatever. You know, it doesn't make any sense. I could shoot over the bridge, but whatever. Just anything. Just I want to use the environment, blow it up strategically, and that is exactly what they showed. So I was happy. They showed a part where they blew up a part of the top of a bridge or something like that, and a tank just fell down. And it looked awesome. It looked better than Red Faction Guerrilla, how that did the destruction. It looks really good. And then at the end, me and someone else in a call we're just predicting this. We were predicting that they were going to jump out the window of the tallest building in the city, most likely. They jump out a window, parachute down, and then when they pretty much land, they look back and that freaking building just falls down. And we're like, that ain't gonna happen. It happened. It happened. Thank you. Thank you, gaming Jesus. You made a building fall down. It looked awesome. And, I mean, we've seen buildings fall down in games before, but this is multiplayer. This will happen. This could happen every game you play. This isn't just scripted. Some people thought it was. No, this was multiplayer. They even proved that. They had people, they kept looking at different screens while they were playing it. And maybe somehow they used some trickery where it made it look like it was live, but it really wasn't. But you know what? From what I played from other Battlefield games, I'm giving DICE the benefit of the doubt. Okay? So, it looks amazing. I can't wait. So, Battlefield 4, what else? Titanfall, they showed another trailer. This was actually before EA Sports also. They showed a trailer. It was just pretty much the developers talking about it. Again, it looks really awesome. I can't wait to play that. And what else? Oh, and the big one. The last thing they announced. Oh boy, it's here. It's here. Mirror's Edge 2. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to tell you right here. They showed it. It looks awesome. I don't get the big hype for this game. Everybody wanted this game to come out. When it first came out, Mirror's Edge was like it sold pretty well. I think it was a sleeper hit. But I don't know why everybody was so pumped for it. But when I saw the trailer, I was like, I need to play that game again. Because I played halfway through, never played it again. I loved what I played, but I had other games to play, and I just never went back to it. And it's kind of an intimidating game to play because it's difficult at times. It can get very frustrating. And I heard at the end there's a glitch that just ruins the game. So I hope I get back into it, and hopefully that glitch is gone. I'm pretty sure it is. So anyway, that was the EA conference. I think that was a fantastic conference. That slowdown in the middle hurt an otherwise fantastic conference. I give EA a 9 out of 10. If that EA Sports thing wasn't there, 10 out of 10. I will give it a 10 out of 10. It was, I think, perfect conference. It was short. EA Sports thing lasted 10 minutes, but everything else was so good. Need for Speed, Titanfall, Battlefield, Mirror's Edge reveal, Plants vs. Zombies, just everything. Everything was so good. Alright, now I just lost the page. That's great. Alright, I lost the page. So you know what? Let me just do Ubisoft real quick from what I can recollect. And if I miss anything, I'll try to get this page reloaded. Alright. I need a drink, though. I got Propel now. No soda for me. Propels. They're good. Get them. Alright, I know what Ubisoft opened up with, so I'll remember this. Okay, Ubisoft was the reigning king of last year. They won, in my opinion. So, this year, I was hoping, hey, they might win again. No. Now they opened up with oh boy, they opened up with Rocksmith 2013 edition or 14 edition, and I don't care about Rocksmith. That's just me, but that's not a great way to open up. That's something you would do in the middle of the show. But the reason why they opened up is because they got someone from Alice in Chains, and that's a big deal. And if it was Microsoft, they would do it. If they, I don't think it would ever. I don't think Sony would ever do it. But if it was Microsoft, they would do it. If it was EA, they would do it. But still, I was just hoping Ubisoft, those French guys, those French sweethearts, I just thought they wouldn't do this to me, but you did. And Rocksmith, I really don't care. What the hell? Where am I? Now the page is completely different. I don't like this. Alright, let's go back. Okay, so, alright. Rocksmith, and then they showed, I think after that they showed Rayman Legends again because it got delayed. They showed a CG cutscene, and well, actually just a CG trailer. Alright, I got it up. And that looked really good. It did. Yeah, it did. No, it did. It looked really good, so, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, even though I'm a little skeptical about buying it because it looks great, but it comes out the same month as so many great games, and by that time I'll have money saved up for the new consoles, and I won't have enough, money to buy some games. So I might just rent it. I never finished Origins, even though I loved it, but looking forward to it still. Alright, they showed The Crew, which is a brand new racing game, which this went on way too long. And I'm sorry, I'm not a big racing fan. And to be honest, Need for Speed Rivals, I'll say this. I was thinking about it. I think Need for Speed Rivals looks better as a racing game. This is very, very inventive. I mean, it's very original because it's a racing game, sure, but you get to drive around the entirety of America. The greatest country in America, and the greatest America. There you go. That's true. So The Crew looks cool because of that. Now I'm not sure how much entertaining it could be just driving through the same thing over and over again. I mean, sure, there's buildings. The buildings will look different. Oh, that's deserts, maybe mountains sometimes, but it's not like you can get out and explore or anything. You just be driving. But it still looks really cool. It looks very original, and hopefully they can make that look awesome. I don't know. What else? They showed Splinter Cell Blacklist multiplayer gameplay, which looks awesome. Even though I was a little confused on what I was looking at first, but I love the multiplayer of 2, 3, and even 4, which 4 I didn't play, so I guess I can't say that. But 2 and 3, I love the multiplayer of that, Spies vs. Mercs. It's back, and it looks pretty awesome from what I've seen, so even though I was a little confused at parts. South Park The Stick of Truth, they showed a very small trailer for. They're just reassuring us that it is coming this year, and it was funny. It was about farts. Farts funny, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now, oh boy. Wait, was it? Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's Sony I'm thinking of. Okay. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, they showed some gameplay. That looked awesome. No, they showed a trailer. That looked awesome. The trailer did look awesome. It looked very Assassin's Creed. You expect these trailers from Assassin's Creed. It starts off, kind of, mellow in a way. Not really. It actually starts off with a bar fight. But, it starts off rather normally. And then it gets into a big epic boss battle and stuff. It's very Assassin's Creed, and it looked amazing. I'm looking forward to that game. And what else? 2 more things. Alright, the next thing was a big reveal. I thought it was going to be Beyond Good and Evil 2. I was crossing my fingers so hard I thought it was going to break. Guess what? It wasn't. It was Trials Fusion for Xbox One and Xbox 360, and there's a mobile game, Trials Frontier, or Frontiers, I don't remember. Ooh, damn. But I like Trials. I do. So at least it wasn't like, hey, a new sports game. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Beyond Good and Evil. But we have one more game. Maybe it was Beyond Good and Evil. No, it wasn't. I'm just gonna tell you straight up, it wasn't. They didn't announce Beyond Good and Evil this year, so they already lost for me. Yeah, they announced a game that looks really cool. Tom Clancy's The Division. It looks cool. I'm still a little confused on what it is. It looks like you play online, and then there's a bunch of other people playing online, doing stuff, exploring the world, I guess. I'm not really sure. But it looks like a very solid third-person shooter with some really cool elements. It does. Some damn good graphics. But I just wanted a Beyond Good and Evil so bad. And maybe, just maybe, they will announce it maybe at Spike Video Game Awards. That would be awesome. Or maybe next year. but not this year. Not this year. So, with that being said, Ubisoft was a little underwhelming. Some cool stuff. But again, it was a very not so great conference. I mean, they showed some good stuff, don't get me wrong. Oh, they also showed Just Dance 14. It's not the 14th edition, it's Just Dance 2014. But and they also had Aisha Tyler, which was just bad because I like Aisha Tyler. I think she's great, but she's not that funny, and she was not that great of a host. So yeah, Girlwood, funny. But besides that, it wasn't a great besides that, it wasn't a terrible conference. It just wasn't. It wasn't Ubisoft from last year, and I was a little disappointed about that. So maybe they'll get their shit together next year. I don't know. I'm gonna give Ubisoft. I'm gonna give it 6.5 out of 10. They had some decent stuff, but not great. So with that being said, this video has been going on way too long. So I'm just gonna end this with part 1. Part 2 will be. Oh wow! I just spit all over the camera. And let me get that off. Part 2 will be. Part 2 will be tomorrow. And of course, I'll be talking about Sony and Nintendo, and maybe some show floor games I saw on IGN, and tell you what I think of them, what they look like, whatever. And also, my review for This Is the End will be tomorrow, also. So look forward to that. Until then, thank you and goodbye. Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to my E3 2013 conference wrap-up video, where I will be talking about the 5 major conferences that happened yesterday and today for, of course, Ubisoft, EA, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. Nintendo is today, and all the other ones were yesterday. And yeah, it was a big year this year. I mean, everybody's talking about it, but did I think it was big? Was I impressed? Was I impressed? Well, I'm easily impressed, so probably. But that doesn't mean I was. I might have, most likely, but there is a chance I wasn't. So let's start off with, of course, Microsoft, seeing that Microsoft was the first one to show their stuff. And before I get to my opinion of Microsoft, let me just rattle off all the stuff that they showed, which they showed a lot of stuff. Was it good stuff? I'll tell you. Well, I'll tell you what I think. So, the first thing was a non-exclusive game, but what a great thing to show first was Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, which I was a little upset, even though I was not a Metal Gear fan, that Konami didn't show anything at their own press conference. They didn't show anything. I was like, why is that? Maybe they'll show it somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe there'll be an E3 demo on show floor. I'm not sure. And then I was like, oh, okay, that's why. They showed a lot of gameplay. Metal Gear Solid 5, as we expected, is going open world. It starts off with Snake on a horse. And of course, Kiefer Sutherland is voicing Snake, and it looks really good. The stealth looks great. It looks like it'll be more polished up. Not saying Metal Gear's not polished, but it looks like it'll be more, I don't know, it looks easier for me to control myself. It looks like, you know, somewhat Splinter Cell-ish. Not saying it's a ripoff at all. I'm not saying that. Don't kill me. I'm not. But it looked easier for me to play, because I'm not really a big Metal Gear fan, because I'm not into the gameplay. I'm not into the story itself. The story here looks easier to understand, even though they didn't really explain much, but you know, it doesn't seem too weird at first from what we've seen so far. And the gameplay itself looked great, especially, you know, you were getting on a horse, stealthing with the horse, just like getting on this side, and oh, they can't see me. That was cool. So Metal Gear Solid 5 looked really good. Great way to start it off. But then, of course, Don Matrick, is that his name? You know, came up with a Hideo Kojima, and he gave him a bow. That was nice. And then we went on to Xbox 360 games, because of course, I can't talk. Because of course they want to still keep the Xbox 360 living with the Xbox One coming out. So they start off by telling everybody, all right, we've got a few new games coming out for Xbox 360. The first one that they announced, which was, I guess, a really big thing. I never heard of this game before. You know, I've never heard of it, but of course a lot of people have. There's like 60 million people playing it. World of Tanks was announced for Xbox 360. I think it's supposed to be, I guess it's an MMO. I'm not really sure. It's coming out, I think, summer for free, so you get to play it for free, which is cool for Xbox 360 owners like me. Free game that's supposed to be really good. Hell yeah. Play that shit. Alright, so World of Tanks, that's cool. You get to play as a tank. You can go blow stuff up. I'm not sure if it's an MMO or it's just a straight up like 8 on 8, 16 on 16 multiplayer deathmatch type game. I don't know. But, yeah, World of Tanks. Next thing they announced was, well, they showed off one of the Summer of Arcade games. It's called Max and the... they don't have it listed here, but it was like Max and the Magical Crayon or something like that. I think it's based on... it's actually its own series, so it's based on like an iPhone game that came out already, or maybe a Game Boy Advance game, I'm not sure. But it's an old series that's coming to Xbox Live Arcade. I think it is a exclusive. It's coming out in Summer of Arcade, so it has to be exclusive for a little bit, you know, timed exclusive. But that looked really good. I really like the idea of just like, you know, making a bridge with the crayon, then going up. You know, we've seen that before, but I've heard those Max games do really good on iPhone, and they're really good on them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with that. Hopefully they don't do too much Connect, which I have a feeling they'll do Connect, but which will make sense. You know, just draw a line with your hand. But I hope they don't, because not really a fan of Connect nowadays. All right, so that they announced. Oh, they also shown Dark Souls 2, which is not exclusive, but look cool. So there you go, Dark Souls 2. I'm looking forward to it. They also announced that now for Xbox Live Gold members, I think until Xbox One comes out, you will get 2 free games every month, and not 2 like arcade games. At least I don't think so. It looks like 2 on-demand, straight-up retail AAA games, and the first 2 are kind of games you can get for very cheap right now. Halo 3 and Assassin's Creed 2, but hopefully as the program keeps going, we'll get some really good games. So Assassin's Creed 2 and Halo 3, I think they'll start free on July. I'm not really sure. Maybe in a week. I don't know. But those are the 2 games that you can get for free. If you don't have them already, they're coming. So if you have Xbox Live Gold, you can get them for free. Soon. And they're going to keep having new games, but they'll have to announce those later. Alright, Microsoft announces the new, smaller Xbox 360 that looks a lot like the Xbox One. Okay, that's cool. I mean, if you don't have Xbox 360, you should get one anyway, seeing that you won't be able to play 360 games on the Xbox One, and there's plenty of fantastic 360 games to play, so yeah, definitely get that if you don't have it already. If not, then I guess just hold out for Xbox One if you don't want to get it and you don't have the money. Hold out for Xbox One or PS4 or whatever, or Wii U, I don't care. Yeah, buy whatever. Engage, I don't care. It's all up to you, bro. Do whatever you want. Next game was... this one was good. Rise, Son of Rome. Rise was a Kinect game. It was supposedly supposed to be a Kinect game 2 years ago from Crytek. It never, or 3 years ago actually. I think it was 3, maybe 2 years ago. Nobody heard of it since, and it came back today as Rise, Son of Rome, and it looks fantastic, man. First of all, it starts off with, of course, a speech with a Roman general. I think he's a centurion or something, and he's just telling his men, "We're gonna go out there and whoop some ass. Let's do this." And he goes out there, and of course, his men get slaughtered, and of course, it's just a demo of him killing dudes, cutting arms, you know, stabbing people in the throat. There's a lot of QTEs, but you know what? If that's only for finishers, that's fine, because there's plenty of games out there. Look, God of War, whenever you do a finisher to an enemy, you have to do a QTE. So, you know what? If it's like that, that's fine. And of course, they're probably just doing a lot of finishers in that demo just to show off all the gore and stuff. I don't think it's always going to be like, if you want to finish an enemy, you have to press the X button quick or something. Which, by the way, I don't mind QTEs, so I don't care. The game looked gorgeous. Battlefields were big. Just things exploding. Sorry, I can't stop that. Cars whizzing by all the time. You know, fire in the sky as like a ball of fire just crashes down on a ship. It looked gorgeous. It really did. So I cannot wait to play that game. Rise, Son of Rome. That's actually coming out launch, I think. So that's definitely a launch game I'm getting if I get this system on launch. I'm not really sure. Next game is Killer Instinct. Reboot is back. It's a reboot, not a remake as many people are calling it. It's a reboot. It's not being made by Rare, which it's being made by the guys that did the Battleship video game from last year, which that was my worst game of last year. But from what I've heard from people playing it on the show floor, they're saying it's really good. Thing is that when you play it, it's going to be a launch exclusive for Xbox One. It's going to be free to play, which, that's cool, right? Well, you only get one character for free to play, and then you have to buy all the other characters, which kind of sucks. Hopefully it's not too much. I'm hoping maybe $1 or $2 for each character, but most likely it's going to be $5 each. which sucks. That sucks bad. But hopefully maybe they'll give us more characters, not just one. Maybe they'll give us 2 or 3. So maybe we'll buy a couple more and we'll be good. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to that. I love Killer Instinct, so cool. I just wish it was Banjo-Kazooie. But it's not even being made by Rare, so I don't know why they said a big Rare franchise is coming back. I mean, I guess it still makes sense. It is a Rare franchise, but they made it sound like Rare is actually making it, and they're not. That's sad. Insomniac reveals Sunset Overdrive for Xbox One. Of course, Insomniac Games are the guys that made Ratchet & Clank and the Resistance series, and recently Fuse. Of course, they've been a Sony exclusive, but now they're Xbox exclusive, so... Oh, by the way, the trailer looked really cool, very stylized, looks really, really fun. I'm getting a Fuse or Overstrike feel from this, where it's all cartoony at first. Everybody's like, oh man, the humor's cool, it looks really fun, the weapons look awesome, and then of course, you know, look what happened to Overstrike. I still think Fuse is a very fun, great game in my opinion, but I would have liked Overstrike more, most likely. But this game looks great. Hopefully Microsoft won't say, yeah, we're going to do an EA and tell you to make everything realistic. But most likely they won't, seeing that, you know, I don't know. I hope they don't. Alright, let's go through some of this quicker. Okay, this is so dumb. Drivatar feature announced for Forza 5, which is pretty much the game, the Kinect, I guess, or something, will track how good you are as a driver, and it will actually drive for you in some stages. Like say in 5 races you drive, I don't know, in the middle of the road all the time somehow. You won't be able to do that. Just say you do. So you do that 5 times. The 6th race, if you don't play at all, the computer will do that exactly. It will drive in the middle. Now, what I want to know is that if it does that, is the AI going to be good enough to know that other cars are coming after it? Like, you know, if another car tries to get in front and then, or like try to, I don't know, it's just, is it going to be really adaptive with the other AIs? That's what I want to know. But I don't really care, to be honest. It's Forza 5, I don't care. Minecraft Xbox One Edition announced, which is just going to be a bigger Minecraft on the consoles, which means bigger maps and maybe some extra stuff, I'm not sure. But I'll probably get it. Probably. A new game from Swery65, the guys, and of course the guys that actually made Deadly Premonition. D4 is coming to Xbox One, which is supposed to be an episodic adventure type game or a mystery thriller or something like that. And it looks like it's supposed to be a Kinect game. That's fine. I love Deadly Premonition, and you know what, if it's a Kinect game, maybe it's a little easier to play, because I always found Deadly Premonition, while one of my favorite stories out there, because it's just so weird, but has so many endearing characters, it's hard to play. It's definitely hard to play, so hopefully the Kinect is just easy, like you just do this and then watch some story. That'd be cool. Project Spark announced, which looks... I'm sorry, a lot of people were like, Project Spark, that looks dumb, that's like the Wonder Book of Microsoft. I think that looks really cool. Like, you pretty much create your own games. It's pretty much like a Little Big Planet in a way, where it's their answer to Little Big Planet, because you can just make your own little environment, make whatever you want, make it a tower defense, make it a platform, make it, I don't know, a tower, well, I already said tower defense, but just make it any objective you want, create your environment, create what enemies you want, create what you want to defend in your tower defense, what gun you want to use that looks like, what type of ally you want or something like that. They didn't really explain too much, that's why I'm stuttering a lot. I'm trying to think of what they shown, but they didn't show too much. Hopefully they show more at next E3, most likely. Actually, I don't think the announced date, it's not this year, right? I hope not, because I want them to show some more stuff. Maybe just in the next coming months they'll show some more stuff, because I'm still a little confused about that. But it looks really cool. Next was Microsoft reveals Upload Studio, which is pretty much like PS4, where you can upload your gameplay. You can also use Twitch, which is exclusive to Microsoft, so you can actually stream straight up from your Xbox One whenever you want, and you use your Kinect to actually use your commentary, just like talk. So if you don't have any, Twitch streaming devices, you have Xbox One, you can stream. That's awesome. I think that's probably one of my favorite announcements at Microsoft press conferences. I mean, the press conference, because I've always wanted to stream. It's just I can never get the audio to sound right, and the gameplay always lags. I can never get it to work. So if this works perfectly, good. I don't know why I point at my Xbox. I don't know. What else? Let me get a drink here. I'm actually dying. Okay. Oh, yeah, this. Whew, this is good. Okay, Dead Rising 3 was announced. It looks awesome. It's ditching the style of Dead Rising 1 and 2, which is fine with me because even though I love those games, well, I love the second one, not so much the first one, not anymore at least. I was getting a little sick and tired of how the game is, because besides Dead Rising 1 and 2, we also had 2 downloadable games. Remember that. So we had 4 Dead Risings in total, pretty much. And I just wanted to switch up. Damn. Choking on my own spit. Oh, God. I just wanted to change. I really wanted it to change, and it's changing. It looks really cool. I just played State of Decay, and it actually reminds me a lot of that. What really made me just go, wow. The graphics themselves, I mean, the character models, all that, the zombies look great, but what really surprised me is that the frame rate did not chug at all when there was like at least 100 zombies on screen at once, and you're in a car running them over, which that would make a frame rate chug. I mean, State of Decay, when 15 zombies are on screen, you're running them over, it chugs. It does. And not even 15, like 10. It chugs. But that's also an arcade game, and it's not next generation. This one is next generation, it's not an arcade game, and it's exclusive to Xbox One. That was awesome. I was not expecting that. But yeah, it is. Even if it's a timed exclusive, it's exclusive when it first comes out, so that's cool, I guess. Remember, Dead Rising 1 was exclusive to Xbox, so which I don't really care for. But I did when it first came out. I just, I tried to play it again. I'm like, nah. But that looks great. I cannot wait for that. It looked really cool. The combination of weapons and stuff looks pretty wacky like usual, but they didn't show too much of it. But they did show a sledgehammer mixed with a chainsaw or something, so it's good enough. It's good enough for me for now. Just show some more stuff later. Alright, Crimson Dragon finally was shown again, and it's coming to Xbox One. That was the game that was supposed to come out last year for Xbox Live Arcade. Never did. It's a spiritual successor to Panzer Dragoon, and I love that game. Thing is that when they showed it, there was absolutely no sound, and it was kind of not epic at all. And you just couldn't hear it. There was probably some awesome music, probably some cool sound effects. Just couldn't hear it. That sucks. But the trailer's out now, so you can actually hear it. So if you want, go ahead. I did. It sounded pretty good. So I'm really looking forward to that. Microsoft officially confirms ditching of MS points. So no more MS points for the future of gaming. That's cool. I mean, even though I just scored about $300 of Microsoft MS points for about $100, that's still cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you how I got that. You probably already know, but if you follow the internet stuff, or if you go to Cheap Ass Gamer, you might know how I got that. But yeah. What's next? Battlefield 4. They showed Battlefield 4. That's another screw up. That was funny. It was pretty much right after Crimson Dragon. They had another screw up where the sound was just not working. And now I have to say this: the audience members were complete dickholes in that freaking. In that moment, because the guy that was upstage, he was just he was trying to get it to work. You felt kind of bad for him. He wasn't like a douchebag like some of the Microsoft people seem like they are. He wasn't. It wasn't. He didn't come off like a douchebag, and he kind of felt bad for him that the thing wasn't working. And he was just like, all right, maybe we'll watch it later. I don't know. Everybody's like, make noises. Everybody's laughing at me because I'm funny. I don't know, it was just stupid. Watch that part again if you don't know what I'm talking about, because it was ridiculous. Most likely it's on YouTube. Most likely Sony fanboys made a collage of all the stupid stuff that happened at Microsoft, like they usually do, which is fine because it's funny. But that part was funny. But I felt bad for him still. And I wouldn't go, I'm making dumb noises. Alright, next thing was, anyway, they also showed the Battlefield 4 trailer anyway, and it looked awesome, but I'll talk about that later in EA, because even though the trailer did look awesome, there's something else that looked even more awesome later in EA. Alright, next thing was The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. They showed some gameplay. It has exclusive Xbox One features. I'm not really sure what they are. I think they're, just like, oh, you get a new sword. Maybe, oh, you get 22 seconds of extra content. There you go. Ooh, Geralt says something witty this time, only on Xbox. So, yeah, well, they show gameplay and it looks amazing, so I cannot wait for that game. It's on It's in my top 5, and I cannot wait to see what happens next in the Witcher series. I love Witcher 2. I didn't play Witcher 1, but what I love about Witcher 2 is that I didn't feel like I needed to play Witcher 1 because I understood everything that was going on. So, good on you guys. Good on you. So I cannot wait to see, I cannot wait to play Witcher 3. Next thing, god damn, they announced a lot of stuff. Oh boy, I'm not even done with Microsoft. Alright, they announced Below, which is an indie game, which I think is being made by the guys that made Super Brothers, Sword and Sorcery, which I heard was a really good game. Below looks really good, you know, for an arcade game. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an arcade game for Xbox One. It's roguelike, so I guess it's like a... Now, roguelike is a... Like, what's that game on Steam everybody loves? The something of what? I can't remember. Jesus Christ. But it's roguelike for all you people that know what that is. Geez, I can't remember what it's called. The Binding of Isaac. Isn't that roguelike? The Binding of Isaac. I think that's roguelike. I think. I'm not sure. Roguelike is pretty much if you die, you have to start over again, right? All the way from the beginning? I don't know. Next thing they showed. Oh boy. Alright, you know what? I'll get to that in a second. Because that's actually the big finish for me. Wow. What's all this stuff? Okay. I don't remember them announcing a lot of this stuff. Okay. Alright. Alright, I'll talk about this. Okay. Xbox One priced and coming this November. It's $500, which is a lot of money. But hopefully, what they saw from the Sony conference, they'll lower that price. Because $500 is a little bit too much. But that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to get into a rant. That's it. Respawn's Titanfall coming exclusively to Xbox, and I think it's coming to PC later on, but of course Respawn is the guys that made, well, they were the guys that made Modern Warfare. I guess the lead people of what do they call it again? Infinity Ward left Infinity Ward and made Respawn, and then they got, of course, a bunch of other people to come in, and they made Titanfall as mechs. It's futuristic. There's jetpacks, parkour. It looks pretty awesome, actually. I watched more gameplay the other day, which it was the same gameplay I saw, but I was talking to people, so I wasn't really paying attention. But it does look awesome. There's a part where he ejects out of a mech that's about to explode and jumps onto an enemy mech, and he just destroys that mech. He just boom, 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 boom. It looks awesome. It does. So I'm actually looking forward to that very much, which I didn't think I was going to say, to be honest. Microsoft announces Kinect Sports Rivals for Xbox One. I have no idea what that is, but I don't think they announced that at E3, so I'm just looking at a list that I found. I don't know. I don't think they announced that, so there you go. Kinect Sports, a new one. Summer of Arcade lineup announced. They didn't announce that E3 either. I don't think so, at least. Maybe they did. I can't remember. Zoo Tycoon, Power Star Golf, and Max the Curse of the Brotherhood, which was the game I was talking about, the crayon game, trailered. Now, Max the Curse of Brotherhood was trailered, but the other two I don't think were, so this list is all screwed up. Quantum Break trailer. Oh, that's right, the Quantum Break trailer, which I think a lot of people were disappointed with. I was actually happy with. It just shows a little snippet of the game. You understand what's going on. It looks like if you touch someone in this world, then, you know, that's completely frozen in time. I guess that thing or that person will actually, you know, come back into the real time or something like that while everything else is frozen in time. It was a really quick scene. It looked really cool. The facial animations, all that, the graphics themselves look fantastic. I cannot wait for this game. Hopefully we'll get more gameplay very soon. Looks really good. Xbox One, they put Xbone. That's funny. That's really funny. Xbox One Day 1 Edition offers exclusive content and a special achievement. Yeah. It comes with like a limited edition controller and a bunch of other crap. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So now let's go back to the last thing I want to admit. Well, I'll admit something. I need a drink. Ooh, I'm losing my voice here. Okay. Okay. The last thing they showed was Halo 5. Oh yeah. Now that trailer, when it started, which was like a little bit more than halfway through Microsoft, which was kind of weird. You'd think they'd show that in the beginning, but no, they showed it like halfway through, and it looks awesome. I'm sorry. Like when I saw Master Chief holding those, I'll just call them dog tags because it might be spoiler. I was like, hell yeah. I cannot wait. And now it's not called Halo 5. They just call it Halo. Maybe because they didn't want to call it 5 yet. Maybe they'll call it something else. I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to number them anymore. Technically, the first one wasn't just called Halo, so It could be the same thing about Xbox. You know, the original Xbox was not called Xbox One, it was called the original Xbox. This one could, you know, could do the same thing. It could be just Halo. I hope not. It would be a lot like the Rocky series or the Rambo series, where it's just like, yeah, Rocky 5, Rocky Balboa. Okay? Alright, Rambo 3, Rambo. Okay? So I hope it doesn't do that. But that trailer looked awesome. The CG, oh man, it looks so good. I thought the CG in the last game from last year looked amazing. That looks phenomenal. And I'm going to say this, Halo 4 looked like, in the campaign at least, not so much multiplayer. Multiplayer looked great, but not as good. Campaign-wise, that looked like a next-gen game to me. So I hope that this game coming up just looks like 2 times as good. Like 2 times as good is good enough for me, because that game looked amazing.